We'll let it build up here for a minute. I know everybody hates this part. Yo. I'm gonna let it build up here for a second. I'm just outside here grilling, and I wanted to chat with you guys about something. Food. I'm gonna be putting corn on here. I want to talk to you guys about how to scale your business. I recently had a little interaction with my sales manager and my business partner about this. What are you grilling? Chicken, man. Grilling some chicken and corn. If you haven't grilled corn, you got to try it. I'm not going to waste time telling you how. To look it up online. But talking about how to scale the business, how to grow it in a consistent way where, keep in mind, you're always wanting to step out of the business, right? And so that's got to always be in the back of your head. How can I systemize my business in a way where I can step out of it and it still runs? My sales manager has in my opinion, horrible trait of always wanting to jump ideas of how to market the business and a million different ideas. And I'm a different thinker. When you're marketing your business, you got to find, I always say, the top three, because when you get more than three core marketing strategies inside your business, it can get kind of sloppy. But you want to find the top three marketing things that work for you, and then you want to be able to track them. So the way I view things that work isn't just getting jobs, but is it a marketing avenue that I can track and predict? And then obviously, is it bringing in jobs? So it's got to be trackable, it's got to be predictable, and it's got to bring in work. Because what happens is, if you have marketing strategies that aren't trackable, like let's say yard signs, right? Yard signs, they work. We do hundreds of them, but it's not what I would consider one of our core marketing strategies, because it's not trackable. You can't say, well, if I put 100 yard signs out, I'm going to get 10 calls, because it's just so random, right? It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just shouldn't be one of your core things. For us, one of our core things is direct mail. We know if we put 10,000 marketing pieces out, we'll get a half a percent return rate. And so what that does is, when you have trackable marketing, you can then scale it, right? So we say, okay, well, we know we get this many jobs off 10,000 cards. If we want to expand into another area, then we know that if we put 20,000 cards out, we're going to get this return. And so that's how you scale a business. You don't scale a business by doing a bunch of random stuff. Like, this is why I hate Home Advisor and Angie's List. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just not trackable. It's not scalable. It's not predictable. So you want to start doing things that are predictable. And you can have other things, yard signs, Angie's List, whatever else in the mix. But at the end of the day, you want to have trackable, predictable marketing. That way, when you max out the area you're in, which will probably take a while, but when it happens, or if you want to expand more into that area, you can say, okay, I'm doing this certain marketing, and I know if I do this much more of it, that I'll get this many more jobs. That's how you add trucks. That's how you grow your business. That's how you add revenue. And long story short, that's just how you build a business. You can't be jumping around from piece to piece. This is why people do direct mail once for 1 month, they're done, because it doesn't work. Well, it's because you didn't do it long enough. Or they do Google AdWords for 1 week, it didn't work. They spent, a couple $100 and they didn't get any calls. Well, you didn't do it long enough. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these companies that are going from even direct mail approaches and billboard approaches to social. You see all the big Coke companies and stuff like that. They're pushing hard on Facebook now. Why? Because it's trackable. They can literally trace who is looking at their ads. They can put their ads in front of specific people. Like, it's never been easier, okay? Because when you can get that specific, when you can say, okay, this is my target customer, and then you can put an ad in front of that person online and then see how many people clicked it, how many people watched the video, where those people came from, what cities they lived in, what kind of income they have, then you start to realize, oh, this is my target audience. It's just crazy, guys. So I just encourage you, it doesn't matter if you're, you need what you're doing. If it's old school direct mail like we do internet stuff too, a lot of it. But if you're doing direct mail or AdWords or Facebook ads or whatever it is, make sure whatever your core marketing strategy is, it's trackable, it's predictable. That way you can scale your business. So that's all I want to jump on here. I know a lot of guys have a lot of ideas, and don't we all? But at the end of the day, sorry, I'm grilling. Check this out. Looks good. At the end of the day, those are the core things I look for in a marketing strategy. Because I don't want to put because at the end of the day, I don't want to put marketing out that I don't know what kind of result I'm going to get. Nobody does. It's a crapshoot. You might waste a lot of money that way, you know. And so that's kind of the talk we've been having with our sales manager lately. He's a dreamer. He's got a lot of ideas, some good, some not good. At the end of the day, you gotta put your head down. And this is what systems does inside your business. When you get systems that work, it makes your business almost boring to work inside. No problem, Brett. Kai, how's it going? Systems are supposed to make your business boring, guys. And what I mean by that is you want your business to be running so smooth that it's boring. Like you want your guys to do the same thing over and over and over and over so many times that it's not even fun to do anymore. Like you don't, like when I go out and give quotes, I literally have my pitch down so tight. I say the exact same thing every single time. It's like I don't even think anymore when I'm talking, giving quotes. Knock on the door, I know my pitch. My guys knock on the door, they know their pitch. Our crews go out, they know the 3 touches they're supposed to give the customer while they're there. They'll walk around at the end. Like it's just systems in place. And at the end of the day, you're gonna start to feel a little bit bored, but that's probably when you're starting to gain some traction. And when you're starting to have some systems that work inside your business, it's no different from marketing. We've got our marketing down to a T, and so it's not that fun for me anymore. For those of you guys that know me, the marketing and sales side of the business is really my thing. It's what I love, but it's not like tickling my fancy anymore with the Dirt Hunter because I've got it down and I've got it so predictable that why would I change it, right? And you got to be in the same place. Why would you need to get your marketing in a place where it's so predictable, it's so scalable, it's so trackable that it's boring. Because once you get to that place, that's when you're really going to get legs and grow. So if you guys got any questions for me, fire away. I will, while I'm seasoning my chicken, I will answer them. I'd love to hear, how about this? If you don't have questions, I'd love to hear from you guys. What's your top 3 marketing strategies, or approaches rather, that you're doing right now on a regular basis? Have I missed much? Kai, I'm just talking about when you want to scale your business, when it comes to marketing, you have to find 3 core marketing approaches that work for you and here's what a successful marketing approach looks like. Obviously, it needs to bring in jobs, but it needs to be trackable and it needs to be predictable. So if you put out 10,000 postcards, you need to know, you have a partner somewhat early on, what point would you have gotten a manager if you didn't get a manager? So I can focus on the marketing side. I'll answer that in a second, Austin. But Kai, you got to have marketing that's predictable, trackable. That way, when you want to scale, when you want to say, hey, I want to add another truck, what do I have to do to do it? Well, you know, if you send out 10,000 cards, you get X amount of jobs. So maybe you need to send out 20,000 cards to get X amount of jobs to make another truck full, right? So that's what we're talking about. Austin, you know, my situation was a little bit interesting. If you know Josh Latimer, for those of you guys probably know him, he lived like less than a mile down the road from me, and he had a partner early on too. It was a huge advantage in my opinion because I was able to get off a truck, and the reason my partner bought in, I mean, it was very clear. He was the operations guy, I was the sales guy, and I was getting off a truck as soon as possible. So the first year we both were on a truck together and pounding out postcards and everything else, and we did $43,000 that first year. But that second year, I knew I had to get off a truck because the business wasn't gonna, I mean, it may have grown a little, right? Maybe it did, I don't know, 60,000, right? But it wasn't gonna grow like it should or like I wanted it to. And so he trusted me, we hired an employee, and I worked my balls off. I'm not talking about postcarding on the weekends. I'm talking about working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, knocking on doors, handing out postcards, calling businesses. And from year 1 to year 2, we did 125,000. So it was a good jump. And that's when we learned, like, oh wow, like this is what we have to do. So not having a partner makes that a challenge because you're doing everything, right? In my opinion, it's probably not possible to grow as fast without a partner by your side. Now, what you need to find first off, you need to get busy enough, right, where you have enough work to keep you busy full time. But you need to find somebody who you trust and who is willing to grow with you, and invest in them early. Pay them well. Pay yourself a smaller salary so you can pay them well, and then draw up the dream for them, right? Like, hey, this is the dream of the company. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. I know it feels small right now. There's freaking deer in my neighbor's backyard. I know it feels small right now, but I've got big plans for this, and I'm looking for a key guy who wants to start with me now, who wants to grow in the company and have a real career, right? And so you got to find that key person, Austin, probably in year 2, if you're working hard enough, and if you're busy enough. So once you find that person, here's what you do. You're still going to be on the truck sometimes, but you're going to say, hey, 2 days out of the week, sweater in August, I'm dying here. It's cold here. It's like 55 degrees already now. But Austin, 2 days out of the week, when you have your guy working with you, you're going to schedule days for just him. And you're going to send him out there, and it's going to be light days, and you're going to take 12 hours both those days, and you're going to go postcard or do whatever you do to go get more jobs. And then the other 3 days, you're going to be on a truck with him. You're going to make sure you're doing your 5 rounds and answering your phone. Hope I didn't lose you guys. Give me a hello to make sure I didn't lose you. My wife called me. So that's that, Austin. You gotta... It's not easy. It's super hard, dude. It is... It'll be by far the hardest thing you ever do in your entire life. And I can say that because now I'm married. Now I have a kid. It's pretty hard, but nothing even comes close. Like, I went through school. Like, nothing comes close to building a business. It will by far be the hardest thing you ever do in your life, and that's why so many businesses fail. What else you guys have? My chicken is getting close. Any other questions? It's cool to see some new faces on here. Hey, by the way, for those of you guys that are on here, if you don't follow my Instagram page, go to the Service Industry Coach on Instagram, follow it. And if you don't follow my real estate page, for those of you that don't know, I sell houses. That's pretty much my full-time job. Dirt Hunter, I've systemized in a way where I'm in and out of the office, but how do you keep your employees motivated? I was thinking about this the other day. I think the main way that our guys are motivated and stay with us are because they believe in me and my partner. We had a couple guys the other day say, you know, you guys are like the best bosses we've ever had. And they're the types of guys that have gone through tons of jobs, right? So creating company culture, a great atmosphere for people to be in, that will motivate people alone. If people know that their bosses legitimately care about them. Oh my gosh, there's a cat. My dog's gonna kill him. Dude, check this out. Can I turn this thing? Look at my dog. Sorry, there's a cat on the fence. How do you change their mindset when they're going through a personal... All right, I'll give you a good example. So one of our guys just found out his wife is pregnant with their second kid, and they're in pretty rough financial situation right now due to some other stuff. But again, sitting them down, talking to them about it, like, hey, like for a lot of my guys, on a personal level, not like on a company level, I haven't made this like a public thing, but I've sat down with my guys that are struggling financially and said, hey, like, I don't know everything, but I have made less money than you do and lived better than you are right now. Let's sit down, let's lay your bills out, let me help you budget so you're not feeling so broke. Like, it doesn't have to be this hard. You're just making it hard because you don't know where your money's going. Doing stuff like that for employees really shows that you care, even if they don't take you up on it, right? They know you care. So I think that's the prime answer, is like just caring about your people, legitimately caring about them. I mean, I love all my guys. And for those of you that saw videos in the beginning of this year, you saw I had a couple guys leave. One of those guys came back a month ago because the grass wasn't greener on the other side, and he realized that it wasn't what he was supposed to do. You know, he should have stayed around. So I think just creating company culture. Is there a certain thing you do when you let your clients, neighbors know that you wash their house? Yeah, we put door hangers on their doors. We call them 5-arounds. So all of our guys do, they put them on the 5 closest houses, and the door hangers say, we just cleaned your neighbor's house. Here's $20 off for your next service. So they get a $20 discount right off the top. And yeah, 5-arounds are hit or miss. They're definitely, again, not a trackable marketing avenue, but jobs trickle in from them. So there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't do them. If you don't want to make a separate door hanger that says we just cleaned your neighbor's house, go knock on their door and introduce yourself and tell them that. Say, hey, here's a coupon for you, or here's a postcard. I just want to let you know, my name is blank and I just cleaned your neighbor's house. They're a customer of ours. We love those people, and I figure I just introduce myself in case you guys ever need our services. I wanted to give you a postcard. Boom. And now every now and then you're going to get somebody that gets pissed off because you knocked on their door, but who gives a crap? It doesn't matter. I've got like 5% left. All right, I'm jumping off this thing. Love you guys. If you have any questions, email me, info@thedirthunter, and I'll do my best to get back to you. There's been a couple people that I think a little frustrated with me because they asked for some really detailed help and I had to turn them down. That's not what I like to do, but I'm busy too, so I will do my best to get back and answer, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.